And we're live. Hello, everybody, and happy Saturday. You are watching the Movie Couples live stream. I'm Wendy.
I'm Dustin.
And happy Bug Off Day to all
Hey.
my Animal Crossing fans out there.
I
Yay!
had to pull Wendy away from it because she was just bugging like crazy.
I was like, I need the bugs. I need all the trophies. So if you are a player of Animal Crossing New Horizon and you're in the Northern Hemisphere, this is, I believe, the first bug off of 2020, and there's going to be three more after this one. Basically, I think one for each month in the summer, so it ends in September.
Oh,
Yeah,
I've got to hop into some Animal Crossing. It's just kind of hard to.
we need to buy two Switches if that's the case. I'm not even kidding.
Well, you need to
We
get
can
like
get a
one of
Switch
those. What's
Lite.
the Switch Lite?
Get
That's
we
what
can
it
get a
is.
Switch Lite, and we'll buy another copy, and then you and I can just visit each other's island, and we'll just
Yay.
animal cross. We'll just cross animals all day. Cross all the animals. You guys, thank you so much for being here. We have a very fun show going on today. I don't know why that our name keeps showing up, and I keep clicking it off, and it keeps showing up. There we go. So what we're talking about today, we've got lots going on. We're talking about Disneyland reopening delayed again. We're talking
Mm-hmm.
about, speaking of delays, Tenet and Mulan both delayed again. Raise your hand if you saw that coming. We are talking about
Raise this hand.
Splash Mountain being rethemed. We're talking about Beep Beep Magic School Bus live action starring Elizabeth Banks as Miss Frizzle. We're talking
Frizzle.
about Margot Robbie to star in Pirates of the Caribbean spin-off sort of a thing, and a lot more. So buckle in. Here we go. So as we always do, we kind of talk about right off the top of the show, kind of so we give everybody time to come in, what we've been up to lately. So aside from crossing animals, we've been making some videos lately. We have now a trailer action up for Muppets Now.
Mm-hmm.
Yay!
Yay! And which I'm actually really excited about. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. And honestly, I think making it an unscripted interview show is perfect for the Muppets because there's so many bloopers, behind the scene footage of people just having a lot of fun with the puppets, whether it's the guest or the puppeteers themselves that are just like going nuts and talking like crazy. And I'm like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I love it.
It really is. It just looked so fun. I love Joe from Lego. It's kind of like, first he's just so cute, like the cutest little otter puppet,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like no, and then he's just this voice, which I don't really think fits his persona, because he looks all kind of shy and demure and cute and like wants a cuddle party, and he's like, no, Kirby, no, you can't say this, you can't say that. Sign this NDA. And I'm just like, oh, okay. So I think the most intriguing part for me is the unscripted part,
Yes.
for all the reasons that you've already listed.
The unscripted and the guest appearances. I mean, RuPaul is going to be on there. So I'm like, that's going to be fun.
If they don't get Billy Porter on the show, I swear. Oh my gosh. What else have we been doing? A ton of other trailer reactions. Over the Moon, Cursed.
Over the Moon looks super cute.
Nun. Yes, it a lot of people in the comments for Over the Moon said, like, when they clicked on it, not being aware that it's Netflix, they said it straight up looked like a Disney film. And now it's a musical. The girl sings, and the animation is so beautiful. I can't wait. And I think that doesn't come out until the fall, which it just sounds like it's so far away, which is weird because they just missed. Well, maybe it's not the same holiday, but it's the Dragon Boat holiday, where I think that's a different holiday. So in the Chinese lore, that's the one where the poet um was actually executed by the emperor.
Okay.
And he was tied to some stones and then thrown into the river to, I mean, not just drown.
Wow.
But
So he was like executed and then, okay, take the pieces and throw it into the river and tie him up.
Yeah. And we have a super chat from Chris Mendez, which you're going to get to yay! In just a second. Thank you so much, Chris. And he kind of on Livid, he was kind of like, I've got a great question for you guys. I'm like, oh, here it is.
The more the merrier, man.
Here it is.
He always has really good questions.
Yes, he does. And the villagers who are in support of the poet went to on their boats, and they started banging like pots and pans and whatever to kind of try to scare the fish away, so they wouldn't at least like eat his like remains. So they, when they do fish him up, they could still give him proper burial. And they ended up throwing they made like rice ball things. I don't know how to call it. Zongzi is what it's called in Chinese. And it's wrapped in like banana leaves or
Oh
bamboo
yeah, we've
leaves,
had
and then
some of
they
that.
throw it. Yeah, it's so good.
It's really
And
good.
they throw it into the river on a little string, which is where like the origin of that food came from. At least that's the folklore of the story that came with it. So that I think that holiday just passed because I saw on Instagram like a lot of people posting that, and I was like, did I forget? I feel like I need a Chinese calendar because so I can keep track of all the holidays. Otherwise, I'm gonna miss them all. But yes, okay. Let's go ahead and get to Chris's super chat, who writes, "Okay, choose if you can. Pick your favorite out of these two iconic duels: Mike and Sully, or Buzz and Woody." No.
Mm.
Well, at least it's not like save or kill.
Yeah.
It's
It's
don't
pick
get
your
any ideas,
favorite.
Chris. Don't get any. Don't get
He's
any
gonna be like,
ideas.
okay, nope, I changed the question. Save or kill. But no, I would have to say I'm a little bit more attached to Buzz and Woody, just because I mean they were kind of the dynamic duo that kick-started Pixar.
Yeah.
I mean, it was Toy Story that really just launched Pixar into the who are these guys kind of a thing. I mean, they've
Yes.
done some stuff before in the past, but it really was Toy Story that just made them infamous. And everyone's just like, any Toy Story movie is just amazing kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, and also, I love how at first they were enemies and then they became friends kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And it wasn't really until the end of the first movie that they were actually became more friends. And they've grown so much.
Yes.
And we've seen 4 movies worth of this, so much to where now Woody is off on his own kind of a thing. They grew together, they worked together, they grew together, and then
because
they grew
Woody's
apart.
technically a little bit older in the sense that he has existed as a toy longer because remember,
Yes.
like he had been with Andy for a while before Andy was given Buzz as a gift.
Oh yeah, no,
so
no, that's very true.
So Buzz is still kind of like, you know, eventually maybe he'll hang up his spacesuit. Maybe that's when we can get a Toy Story 5.
And but the good thing too about Mike and Sully is that they are a good combination of polar opposites, where you have, you know, the raw talent with the book talent, kind of a thing, and how you can have just an amazing team if you work together, kind of a thing. So I also love Mike and Sully because they're just a great duo of opposites.
Yeah. I have to, for this one, I think for a lot of the similar reasons that Dustin listed, I am going to go with Buzz and Woody because they have a full-on story. What's happening?
Oh, I keep on clinking the things in the back, and I'm like, oh, I don't want that to become annoying. So I'm like, I'm trying to scoot my chair a little forward. What's happening? Sorry.
So Buzz and Woody, like you said, really didn't start off on the right foot. You know, Buzz kind of came out of the box and was kind of like Space Ranger, and he has to, you know, really become aware of that he is a child's toy as opposed to an actual Space Ranger. And you kind of see that transformation, and they go through several arcs of they kind of go their separate ways and they fight about things and then they don't see eye to eye, but they end up putting, you know, aside their differences and compromising, and eventually they make a great team even though they still do disagree. Like that's always been kind of like an interesting part of their friendship is kind of they want what is the best for their toys, right, their group, but they don't always see eye to eye, but because but they always do have the group's best interest.
Yes.
So I love their dynamic, and I think that because of how many movies we've had for Toy Story, my connection to them is a little bit more, I feel more connected to them than I do Mike and Sully, even though they are really great. I would say Mike and Sully have a lot of funnier moments.
I don't know.
Really?
Buzz and Woody have
well, that's because they have more movies.
Buzz and Woody do have a lot more heartfelt.
They don't have put that thing back where you came from, so help me, so help me. And
it's a musical, you know. We're working on it.
Yes, yeah. So that is our answer to Chris's question for today. Let's go ahead and see what you guys are saying in the chat as well. And let me just scroll.
I saw while you were scrolling real quick, someone had mentioned a live action Big Hero 6. And I was kind of like, oh,
it's doable.
I'm like, that, yeah, that's doable.
That's doable.
And I think that would be a really good story. However, I'm kind of like, well, we already seen the story. So what is it that we would get from
That's
a
from
live
Nurse
action
117.
movie?
Mm-hmm.
But I would still love to see it. I think that's a great idea. I think you'd probably have to tell like maybe a live action version after the movie or maybe before the movie. You would need something. You would have to tell
Oh,
the story,
I
a
want to
different
see an
story.
alternate universe where Takashi doesn't die.
I know.
Takashi or Tahashi, one
Hero's
of the
brother.
two. Yeah, Hiro's brother, that he doesn't die. That would be a nice alternate universe. Maybe like a short,
Yeah.
as a short. But that doesn't really answer the question of live action or not. Not too many people saying much about. Okay, so Nurse 117 says Buzz and Woody, Tom Hanks, and Tim Allen have great synergy.
Yep.
Agree
That is
with
very
that.
true.
Somebody says never seen it, but I don't know if they mean never seen it for Toy Story or something else, because you guys are talking about a ton of stuff in
Mm-hmm.
here. Jack says they have a love-hate relationship, and I agree with that. Absolutely agree with that. And I love that Adam brought up Big Bear in the Big Blue House. Oh my god, the Disney Channel. I actually watched it for a while, and I actually thought it was a very cute show. I don't
Oh,
know if they'll bring it back
never
or they'll
saw
at
it.
least put the original back on Disney Plus. If it is, we'll watch at least one episode. Speaking of Disney Plus, we watched one episode of Into the Unknown, the making of Frozen 2 last night, and like maybe about 15-20 minutes in, I was like,
Yeah, it really gets the feels going, and I
with the
love.
music and
Oh,
everything.
yeah, the more and more I have to go back now and watch Frozen 2 because I remember watching it and I liked it, but I was
Yeah.
like, it's not as catchy as the first one. And I really did it's really hard not to compare it to the first Frozen.
Yes.
I think you really have to make it so it stands on its own.
Mm-hmm.
And it did a good job of doing that. But
Mm-hmm.
I need to go back and watch it again. And
Yeah.
watching the making of
Yeah.
really does make you want to go back and watch it again.
It really does, especially the two. And it's funny because all the episodes are available now. And when I first turned it on, I was like, whoa, the first episode's over 40 minutes. And then we scroll through the other episodes and it was like 36, 32, 30, 26, 18. I was like, I
They
see.
get shorter and shorter as they go
But
along.
there was so much to cover. And I think my favorite moment, and I don't know if I put it in to one of our graphics, I did not. I thought it was so great to see them composing to Into the Unknown for the first time, and
Yes.
seeing the directors and the singers, the songwriters, and Idina Menzel being there for that, and you just their faces, you tell it all.
Mm-hmm.
All the emotions were caught up, and I had a lump in my throat the entire time, and I wanted to run out and open the windows and be like, ah!
Yeah, and also the fact that when they were all sitting there with the orchestra, and yeah, you could see them just all start getting emotional, and they're all. I mean, even Idina is like steps away from crying,
Yeah, you
kind of
could
a
see the
thing.
tears in her eyes.
Mm-hmm.
It was really, 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 really cute. I'm just gonna turn this box a little bit because we're on even and it's bugging the crap out of me.
Oh, sorry.
It's because you moved forward.
Sorry, I
Ruined
moved.
it.
Here, can I get closer to you? Maybe that might help.
Adam says, "Did you guys finish The Five Bloods?" Yeah, yes,
Yes, we
we
did.
did. It is fantastic. If you haven't seen it yet, it is on Netflix. It's by Spike Lee. It is so 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 good. If you're a little squishy with like
Squeamish.
squimish
You are my
and
squishy.
squishy with
There are very
more
many squishy
graphic stuff,
parts.
there it gets quite squishy in the film. So we're just gonna call it graphic squishy from now on. I also wanted to ask you guys, can you hear us okay? Because we changed our audio input or output,
Our audio setup.
yeah, to something else. So let us know if you can hear us okay or not, or if we need to change back, if you prefer how we sounded in previous streams.
Yeah. Because, all we want to do is make sure we can get you guys the best quality that we're able to provide, kind of a
Our
thing.
our
And
not professional setup.
And every now and again, it's kind of like, oh, maybe if we try this and try that and switch some things around, we'll get a little bit better quality.
Yeah.
Hopefully, the next thing that we're going to be getting is a better camera.
Yes.
But
the laptop has to come first.
Yeah.
If the laptop dies, then I can't put videos or live streams out for you guys. So Wendy needs a new laptop. Speaking of what else we're watching, I was obsessed over this all day yesterday. From the beginning of the day to the end of the day, Dustin watched me listen to it and watched me watch it
and listen to her sing it
50 million times. It is Blackpink, they are back. I am so happy. Shout out to any fellow Blinks that are watching the stream today. Their latest single, How You Like That, is out. Their music video is out. Jimmy Fallon debuted their live performance with no live audiences on his show yesterday. You guys, the song is a banger. It is fire. It's a bop. I loved it. There's a reaction actually up if you want to check it out on our channel after the stream, or you can pause this right now and go watch it. It's so good. It's I became obsessed with it right off the bat, and I don't usually do that. More often than not, I overhype myself for a Blackpink comeback, and then like in my head I'm kind of like, I want her to be like this and that, and I didn't know what to expect with this one. I was just so kind of like, wow, YG is like really marketing them like they're having this new show, like the making of their album for their comeback. They're doing all these teaser posters, all this, and I was like, they've never promoted the girls this much.
Yeah, so I mean, it was really cool because one, I like the music of Blackpink.
Yeah.
However, I am not as into them as Wendy is. Like Wendy, like, woo, yeah.
He bought me a light stick.
I got one of those little heart-shaped boppers that they have. But I was so happy that when Wendy watched it, she was so excited about it.
Cried.
And that she, it's always fun to see someone that you love enjoy something and not just and be excited about something and then not be let down, kind of a thing.
I'm gonna learn the dance. But thank you for putting up with me doing all of that yesterday.
It was cute.
It was a lot.
It wasn't annoying. It was cute, baby.
Well, get ready. There's a lot more to come, and their new album's coming, and I think there's like at least 10 songs on there. So get ready. And let's go ahead and dive into our very first topic for the day. And this is not really on our banner, but I brought it up because I thought it was hilarious. And this is going to be on Quibi. And this is being released via Vanity Fair. So you guys all know Princess Bride. The celebrities have decided to basically create their own home versions of the Princess Bride, and it's going to be available on Quibi starting Monday. I don't know if they mean this Monday. I don't know if they mean next Monday. It doesn't say, but this is to raise funds for World Central Kitchen, which helps restaurants stay open during COVID, and basically they use those restaurants to kind of provide meals for the needy.
Oh, that's awesome.
Which is really great. And the talents, you see some of them on the screen, and these include, but not limited to, Josh Gad, Rob Reiner himself, Common, Tiffany Haddish, Joe Jonas, and Sophie Turner, Hugh Jackman, who's playing Humperdinck.
I think that's awesome.
So funny.
Humperdinck.
Jennifer Gardner, Joe Black, Diego Luna as Inigo Montoya, and so many more. There are snippets on the internet that you can find of these. My favorite was the Joe Jonas and Sophie Turner one. Sophie Turner ended up playing Wesley, and Joe Jonas, as you can see from the image that's up right now, plays Princess Buttercup, and their cute little corgi also has kind of...
That was so cute with the rat, with the rodents of unusual size.
So cute. So you guys go ahead and check that out. It's on Vanity Fair. I mean, that kind of gives me a pretty good reason to subscribe to Quibi just so I can see it, but I'm also hoping...
Blade GT, you keep on using that word. I do not think it means what you think it means.
Inconceivable!
I love Princess Bride. I love I quote it way too much,
probably. You do quote it a lot.
The wife is, yeah.
Yeah, you do. But it's okay. I welcome it. And I want to LOL at Party's comment. Quibi's still here? That's actually what I thought too when I read the article. I was like, oh, right. Like, we'd actually never subscribed to it. I had wanted to, but we
were going to check it out. What is it? It was because they had the dummy. Was that the one with the dummy with the sex doll that comes to life? And
yeah, who was kind of like fantasizing about like a teenage boy or something like that, or like I was just kind of like
nah, kind of weird.
So go ahead and check that out, you guys. And with that said, let me just make sure I'm scrolling up and not missing anything. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into our first news topic, and that is, of course, about Disneyland. The Disneyland's reopening is actually being delayed, which is actually, I'm surprised by this. And here's the statement that was put out by Disneyland, and I think I need to actually see if I can click on the link here and read about it, because they were set to reopen on July 17th, which would have been like, I think it was the 50th anniversary And now it's not going to happen. And basically what they were saying is they were pending government approval, and they had developed all these safety protocols for the cast and the guests, and they're using this in on Shanghai Disney, Hong Kong Disney, Walt Disney World in Florida. That's all been approved, but the state of California has now indicated that they're not going to issue the theme park reopening guidelines until sometime after July 4th. So given that time required for Disney to bring thousands of cast members back to work and restart their business, they basically have to delay because they have to wait for the government for actual approval. So they will let us know of a new reopening date later on. It could still be the same, I guess, because if that decision is coming July 4th, it still could be the same. But we will see. And also,
it's
downtown.
crazy.
It is crazy.
So crazy.
Downtown Disney is still going to reopen on July 9th, as previously announced, with all the safety protocols.
That will be a lot easier to open up, I think.
Yeah, because it's not like you're not going on rides, so you don't have to wipe down all the rides and the handlebars. Yeah. You don't have to, so like each store can maintain their own sanitizing protocols to wipe down all the doors, to wipe down whatever high touch areas there may be.
Yeah.
And there was also, and I want to scroll down so I can read this part. The park needs to negotiate agreements with the workers union to return employees to work, and they said via their statement had a very positive discussion and very pleased to have signed agreements from 20 union affiliates, including the Master Services Council, which represents more than 11,000 of their cast members. And the signed agreement details plans that includes enhanced safety protocols that will allow Disney to reopen responsibly, and to make sure that there are thousands of employees get back to work safely. So that is the reason why they are being delayed. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on this. One of the most important things for me about Disneyland reopening was, one, can they make sure people wear their masks within the park? I think that's really, really important, because the mask it's not a way to, if you are sick and you're asymptomatic, which is what one of the main things about this virus that's so frustrating is, that you and I could be sick. We could have been sick. We wouldn't know it until we got the antibody test, right?
Yeah.
So we're walking around with our droplets like spewing everywhere as we're talking, laughing, screaming, blah, 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 whatever at the parks, and we don't have the masks on. Then it's just out 100%. Our output is 100%. But with the mask on, you really, really reduce that like output of droplets. So I think it's nice to enforce that in the parks.
And I don't know, this probably just rang a bell with me because I'm such a D&D fan. Mm-hmm. Someone was saying in this how stupid it is not to wear a mask. Say, for example, if there was an item in D&D that gave you a 10% bonus to not being poisoned or being diseased, would you wear it? And everyone's like, yeah, of course we would. Well, and it's kind of like one of those things that it's shown to prove to give you a 10% better chance of lowering the fatality rate, or what exactly it is. But I'm like, and it's a mask. Who cares? Yeah. Just wear the mask.
Just wear the mask. It can save lives. Mm-hmm. We have a super chat from Darkfaith66. Thank you so much. Let me see if I can.
This is the studio.
Sorry. I was like, why can't I put it up? Okay. He says, are you too good on unemployment or something? Cali is so different from the rest of the USA. I actually haven't researched too much into outside of the US. I don't feel like it's that different.
No.
Oh, is it?
No, it is super different.
Ooh.
I mean, California is
maybe all my friends I'm talking to are in California.
California is fortunately, from what I have seen and what I have heard, California's unemployment is manageable. You know, it's still kind of a pain in the butt. It's still kind of, you still have to go through a lot of hoops, but it's manageable. Mm-hmm. There's some places that I've heard that the unemployment has been, in some states, it was designed to fail, designed to not work.
Yeah.
So I do feel really fortunate to be in a state that does support unemployment a lot more. And fortunately, Wendy and I, since we have made tons and tons of cuts in our budgets. We have cut on going out eating. We have cut buying things. We have cut on how much money we're spending on food and going out. So we have been able to at least keep our head above water.
Yeah, we're okay right now, but I haven't been able to work because of the
Yeah,
pandemic.
same here.
Because we're not allowed to work in, confined spaces, so there is none of that for me for the time being. And like Dustin said, for our finances, the biggest finances that, like, spending that we have is our, bi-weekly, maybe sometimes we can stretch it to 3 weeks, grocery runs for all the
Mhm.
essentials for the house, and whatever the dogs need,
Yeah.
whether it's food or medical bills. That I would
Medical
say that
bills.
I would
That
say that's the
is
most expensive.
right now, that is our biggest budget,
Yeah.
because right when the pandemic, when the shutdown happened, both Navi and Falcor got sick. And we
Oh,
were like, oh my gosh.
yeah.
So fortunately, we're able to have like a little,
I almost cried when I got the bill, and I was like, just take the money. I will be poor for my dogs. It's
Yeah.
fine.
yeah, they are so cute and adorable. Isn't that right, Navi?
She doesn't care.
She's like, she's passed. Wow, she's really passed out. She
She-
didn't perk up or anything. She normally, when you say Navi, her tail will start wagging and she'll start like moving
I think
a
it
little
might
bit.
be a little hot for her. Maybe that's why.
Oh,
And
yeah.
hello to everybody who just joined our stream recently. Welcome.
Hi, everybody.
And a lot of you guys. Oh, so Dark Faith 66, thank you so much for your support and for your super chat, and hope answers your question. Greatly appreciate
Yeah,
it.
and how are you doing? I
Yes.
mean, that is another important question, because I don't know
How are you
what
all
state you're
doing?
living in. Yeah, if you guys are in a different state in the United States, how, and you're on unemployment, how is the process? I mean, it was kind of a pain in the butt, but I was able to do it. I have heard from some people.
I mean, it took
that-
hours.
Yeah, it took hours, but I've heard that some people spend hours a day and they don't get anything.
What?
Yeah, they've been doing it for like
Ouch.
they've been doing it for like months, ever since they got fired, trying to get unemployment in their state, and it doesn't happen. And I'm just like, oh my
It's a
gosh.
very old system that needs to be updated. That's what I think. Because
Yep.
like on our end for California, I remember the website when I first logged on, the speed of it and the processing of it, to when I log on now just to check status and things like that, it's much faster.
Yes.
It's a lot more expedited, because they're kind of like, oh, we gotta
But
fix this right away.
I hear at the either the mid-July or at the end of July, they're cutting a lot of benefits in California.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping.
Pray for us.
Pray for everyone.
Pray for everybody.
We're all in this together. So
We're all in this together. Okay.
Virtual hugs.
Virtual hugs.
Because we can't give real ones.
Yeah. Interesting. Perry Stark just wrote, did you hear about the rumors that Star Wars could become a Marvel Studios movie?
Interesting.
I will
mean,
keep my ears open to that.
I guess, they do say it's in a galaxy far, 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 far away. So it does kind of make sense that it's so far that no one in the Marvel universe actually has contact with anyone in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah, exactly. So
we could all be in the same reality. And it also happened a long
Iron Man
time
shows
ago.
up.
That would be hilarious. I think that'd be
Thanos
funny.
tries to snap, and then they're kind of like, it doesn't work like that, buddy. Get out. Let's see. I think there was a couple of interesting comments that I wanted to get to. Yeah, I know. Imagine the crossover on that. Party says, here in Texas, things are getting worse. Just be careful, you guys.
Yeah.
It's getting I see the cases being on the uprise. So just be careful.
Everywhere.
Wash your hands a lot. Don't touch your face.
Wash your hands. Wearing masks. Stay away from people.
Stay away from people. If you don't like people anyways, then you are probably already used to it.
1 cow length away from people. Or 2 zebras.
2 zebras. I like the 2 zebras one. Weston says, I'm considered essential, but I don't like people much because they suck. It's a dilemma. I agree with you. I agree with you.
True.
To be an essential person, but like worker, but like you don't like people. And people, I think nowadays are so easily triggered.
Yeah.
Because it's a high stress time and some people don't know how to deal with it. So I just got a really interesting text message.
You have a lot of respect for people who are classified as an essential worker, and especially if you are classified as an essential worker and you get paid minimum wage. I am like, that's a that should be like a no-no right
Dorian
there.
Parks.
If you are classified as essential, you must be paid more than minimum wage.
Agree with that. And also, if you go out to eat, because I know restaurants are open for dining in, if you opt the dining in option, please tip your servers over 20%. They're putting their own health on the line in order to make a paycheck. And coming from someone who's been in the food service for years, you have to kind of, in a way.
Yeah, I worked at Starbucks for a while.
It's a grind. It's a grind. You have to put up with some people with the worst attitude. I think, Chris, if you're here in the chat, have heard me told stories about very obnoxious patrons who's come in and just think they're so entitled. And I was like, ma'am, you're eating at a Cheesecake Factory. This is not a 5-star restaurant. There's no Michelin stars here. Please cut your own meat. Thank you very much. Yeah, so I told that story on Live It. But also Dorian's in my text because he texted me about because he knows how much I love Disney, and these luggage sets are so cheap. Carry-on luggage for $29, a set for $90, and they're Mickey and Minnie. Look, guys, I'm not gonna travel anytime soon, but this doesn't mean I'm not gonna look at it, because once traveling is enabled again,
we're going to be saving money for the traveling.
But I could have like a very cute $29 carry-on case.
You could.
I only prefer to do carry-on unless I'm going in there for over a week. If I am only going to somewhere for a week, I can probably pack everything I need into a carry-on. If it's over 7 days, then I'm gonna need to check something, but I don't like to check things because it's a whole process. I just want to just take it with me. Like, I know it's crazy to go through security and you have to open this and they're like, what is all this? And then all the way I folded everything is like messed up, and they just end up shoving everything back angrily into the suitcase. You're like,
I had everything all nice and clean and folded.
Yeah. I like putting everything in those zipper, like mesh zipper compartments. So it's at least somewhat aesthetically nice when I have to open it back up and unpack. Anyways, I'm so sorry. Thank you, Dorian Parks. Everybody go visit his website, and that is geeksofcolor.co. I don't think it's a .com. I think it's a .co. Check it out. Amazing content. Dorian's always doing the bestest, and I miss him so much. What's up, late to the party? How are you?
Late to the party.
They also said that's what we're doing, saving money for we can eventually travel safely. First place we're going to travel to.
Oh, that's a good point. I mean,
no, that's not a Disneyland like destination. That's just like to travel if we wanted to go somewhere.
Oh, okay. So like anywhere?
Internationally or domestically? Would you want to travel? Once it's safe again.
Honestly, I've been wanting to go and check out either New Zealand. I want to go check out Canada, go to Toronto.
Yeah.
Because, you
beautiful
know,
up there.
We might be living there soon. Depending on what happens.
The border's closed. We can't go. I would love to visit Taiwan again because my folks are getting old. I have only one grandmother. Yep, I only have one grandparent left. My grandma, I'm on my mom's side, so I would love to spend some more time with her. You know, before I like regret not going over there enough. So I would really, really love to see her again. Oh my gosh, Nurse 117, thank you so much for your support. Thank you for the super chat. I hope you get your new laptop eventually. Thank you so much. And if you guys are ever curious about what we do with all the money that we earn from YouTube, that I keep a track of it, how much we get, and all of that money goes into a separate little thing, and it goes into enhancing our equipment so we can have better cameras, better sound, better laptops, so I can actually have Final Cut Pro again, because I am so tired of editing on iMovie. That's how old this laptop is that you guys are watching on. I cannot run any other editing program like Adobe. Forget it. There's no way. It would like my computer will blow up and crack in half if I try to run Adobe Premiere on it. And then Final Cut Pro just like kaput and died because I have no more updates for it. Like, basically this system is too old to run Final Cut Pro. This thing is a dinosaur, but it's still chucking along. So I am looking at a MacBook Pro. I've kind of picked out the one that I want. It's just making that final
waiting for the price to be as low as humanly possible, and see if we can get like some, what is it, like 12-day interest-free financing kind of stuff. So
we can pay it off slowly.
Yes.
I do worry about the job outlook,
Yeah.
post pandemic, whenever that may
That
be.
is a big thing, yeah, too, is we don't know if we're gonna have jobs at the end of this. So
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Let's hope
depending
so.
on whether or not we actually have jobs, we'll decide on whether or not when we're able to get a new
Exactly.
laptop.
Nurse 117, thank you so much. And if based on your screen name, if you are a nurse, thank you so much
Oh
for
my
everything you
gosh.
are doing on the front line. You are the real hero. Thank you so much. Stay safe and stay
Nurses do
healthy.
not get enough credit for
For
what they
real.
do.
For the crap
I
they put
mean,
up.
and also not only that, but they work insane hours.
Yeah, I
I
can't
mean,
imagine.
12-hour shifts.
It's hard.
And then and so yeah, you have a ton of respect for me.
Mad respect
I
from both
mean, the
of us.
schooling you have to go through, the fact that you have to wear a mask and a shield all day long. I mean,
And if you're doing one of the testing stuff, like outdoor, testing, you're in a full hazmat, like PPE,
yeah.
and a mask, and so you can't breathe. And then there's people like, I don't want a paper mask on my face when I shop, and I'm like,
Deal with it. Look what these people are
just
having
relax,
to deal with.
just relax. The mask is not gonna hurt you. I promise. I've been wearing it my whole life.
I can't believe some of the lame excuses too. The people are like, well, no, it's going to have carbon dioxide poisoning or something like that.
It's not.
And I'm like,
It's not. How do you think the surgeons do it?
Yeah, do you think
for 10-hour surgeries? How do you think they do it? How do you think they do it? I've seen people with oxygen tanks. You know how the people who have to carry oxygen tanks around, and they wear masks.
Yeah.
So if they can do it, we who don't need help breathing with an oxygen tank can certainly do it.
So
And
bottom line, wear a mask.
There's a lot of masks that are super cute. So if like you don't want an ugly one, you can buy a cute one.
I saw a picture of someone who wore a beige mask, and it just
makes it look
like wrinkled like a little too weirdly in the front, so it made their face look
a butt.
No, the other orifice that ladies have.
Oh no! Oh no!
And you saw it.
Oh no!
I saw it, and I was just like, "What is that?" Oh, that's not right. That's someone. Don't wear a beige mask.
Don't wear a mask that's close to your skin.
So.
Yeah. Oh no!
Still, I mean, if that's the only mask you have, then wear it.
Maybe dark color masks only. We have black ones, and I love it because it makes me feel like a ninja. Like I'm like badass. I'm like, yes.
Especially when I have like my mask and my sunglasses on. And then I put on like my black hat.
Hey.
And I'm like, hey.
Exactly.
Incognito going on here.
Oh my gosh, you guys. Yeah. Be safe out there. Thank you so much.
Nurse 117. You have much respect from us.
Thank you. Since we're talking about Disneyland, let's also talk about Splash Mountain being rethemed. You guys probably already saw this, so apologize if this is older news, but it is going to be completely rethemed. So they are retheming it to the Princess and the Frog storyline. So there was a change.org petition that was posted all over social media calling for change through Walt Disney, calling for change for this ride, because we all know that this ride was based on Song of the South, the movie, which is quite...
It has very strong racist undertones.
Yes. So people have been calling for a change. I personally think that, well, I'll save my thoughts for after the story. So I know there was a petition that's been going on, although Walt Disney Imagineering say that they've been developing a Princess and the Frog backstory for Splash Mountain since last year.
Which makes sense.
But I just felt the timing is kind of like, there's a petition and now we're going to say that we've been doing it. Like, it just, I mean, I want to believe them, but I'm also kind of like, okay. And they so since last year they've been developing the story for the new retheming of the ride, and they settled on many of the concept for the imagined attraction last summer, and a date has not been set for the debut of Splash Mountain ride makeovers. And this reimagining is going to go for both Splash Mountains on both coasts. But when they do when the parks reopen, they are going to come back to their existing themes. So if you really like the Zippity Doodah stuff,
then go and get a video camera and
go
film
and get
it
your
all.
Zippity Doodah.
Go get it all out of your system right now, because it ain't going to be there for long.
Yes. And let's see. The Splash Mountain makeover will be led by Imagineering senior creative producer, I think I'm saying her name correctly, Charita Carter, who is also working on the new Mickey and Minnie Runaway Railway dark ride set to debut at Disneyland in 2020, which is very, very exciting.
I thought that did already open.
In Orlando.
Yeah.
in 2020 in Disneyland. We don't have it yet.
Oh, wait, it's due to open in 20
That's what it says.
this
And this,
year?
that's 2022.
Oh, 2022.
Sorry.
I think it was like, I think I heard the 220. I'm dyslexic, so I flip numbers around all the time. But yeah, okay, cool. I didn't know we were getting it.
Yeah, it's so exciting. So to finish up the story, the Imagine Splash Mountain ride will tell an extended story, an extension of the Princess and the Frog story. It's going to pick up after the final kiss between Princess Tiana and Prince Naveen, and the new backstory for Splash Mountain is going to follow Tiana and Louis, who is the Trump playing alligator, so cute, as they prepare for their first Mardi Gras performance.
Yay.
So cute. And this is a quote from the actress who voiced Tiana. Her name is Anika Noni Rose, who says, "It is really exciting to know that Princess Tiana's presence in both Disneyland and Magic Kingdom will finally be fully realized. I'm so excited. So excited for this." So let's come back to the chat and see what you guys are saying on this news.
I think this is great. I mean, honestly, when this this started really, when racial equality really started to pick up this year, I mean, it's been going on for 400 years.
Yes.
But once it really started to pick up, I'm kind of like, I'm wondering if they're going to change Splash Mountain, just change the theme of it.
We've had this conversation before.
Yeah, and it makes perfect sense. One, there is no kid out there that's gonna miss Song of the South when you replace it with Princess and the Frog. It's taking a very, very old property and making it something that more kids are gonna be familiar with. And it's also a private company's personal what is that called? Personal image. What is that called? They own IP. It's their own personal IP.
Intellectual property.
Intellectual property. So I think it's great that they're doing this. It's also kind of needed to have a little revamp and update anyways.
Yeah.
So I think this is a great move for them to kind of move more into the future. And Tiana, and it's also right there next to
New Orleans Square.
New Orleans Square,
Perfect.
which is right where
Look, you can go on the ride, and then you can go and buy a beignet, making a shaped beignet while you wait for your clothes to dry off. That's it. It's perfect. It's perfect marketing. And they can even do, Disney, if you're watching and listening, put a little souvenir shop, because they're going to retheme the souvenir shop too.
Yeah.
You can put a little beignet stand right next to, and you can say like hot and fresh, like have a little light up like the Krispy Kreme ones.
Oh yeah.
And you can do like a bite-sized type of beignet, and so much money. I will be there every day. I don't even have to go on the rides or eat the
I just want the beignets
all day long.
Love beignets.
Love,
so good.
love beignet. And Blade GTR basically echoes what I was thinking about. Like, he says the timing seems a little too convenient. I was like, exactly. If you've been working on it for a year, you should kind of say, maybe here's what I think, and I'll play devil's advocate here. Maybe they held back on like announcing the concept because they always get a backlash anytime they change any of the ride.
True. No, very, very true.
I remember Tower of Terror. I was like, no, I don't want it. I don't need Guardians of the Galaxy. And then also me going on Guardians of the Galaxy 5 times in a row. And I was like, this is the best thing ever. So I have learned to not be so quick to like jump on the keyboard and like,
yeah. And even like the changes that they've made to Pirates of the Caribbean. I mean, the changes that they've made to Haunted Mansion. I mean, it's something that Walt Disney said. Disneyland will never be complete. It's always growing. It's always changing. They're always going to be updating their IP. So I think it's a really good move. And I think it's kind of about time. Because what is it? It opened in Disneyland in 1989. So it's been 31 years.
Song of the South?
No, 31 years since Splash Mountain opened.
Oh,
Song of the South came out.
No, that's really old.
Song of the South came out in like 1949.
So
it is.
old.
Yeah, Song of the South is super old.
Yeah. Jonathan says, I think this is a great idea, even if it was not because of racism, but because the ride is really old. And The Princess and the Frog is a great movie, very underrated movie.
Yes.
One of the last hand-drawn movies from Disney. So really love it. Wasted Post says, the ride needs to be updated and made contemporary, even if you disregard the fact that Song of the South has issues. This is a breath of fresh air.
Yeah. Let's say Song of the South did not have any racist tones whatsoever. It's still it's 1949 this movie came out.
It's
It's
old.
about time to do
The
a
kids who are
revamp.
going on the ride, who's like kind of like, oh, it's a catchy little zippity doo dah song, but they don't understand the story of it.
Yeah,
I've actually never watched Song of the South.
meaning,
I
well,
never.
I've seen a lot of clips.
Yeah, I've seen little clips here and there, but not enough to like have like watched through the movie. It's not available anywhere, and I
Yeah,
don't think
it's hard to find. It's really hard to find.
Yeah, so this is the. I am honestly really excited for this. I'm also really excited about the merch that they're gonna have in the stores.
Oh
Because
yeah.
and the picture that they're gonna take going down,
Oh
that's gonna
yeah.
be fun. Like a new theme of I'll buy one, a digital download of it.
Now I wonder if they're going to have references to the Shadow Man at all.
Yes, please.
I hope so. He's like one of my
You can
favorite
as they
villains.
go up, kind of like where they have the vultures now. You can go up and you can say da, 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 to the other side.
Yeah,
Whatever.
yeah.
Like that'll be so fun and cool.
I hope they have some reference to him. Like he's still like he is now trapped on the other side.
Oh, you
That's a
just
whole
see
new
his
song.
shadow.
Or you see the shadow.
Write a new song for
Trapped on the other side.
We have a couple comments from Adam that I want to read out. He says, oh, there's one I missed. Oh God. Where'd it go?
Where'd it go?
Oh no.
It is
Oh,
so
no.
hard to sometimes keep track of, of talking and being able to keep on subject and then be like, okay, now let's go back and see some of the
Here it is.
comments.
Nope, that's not it.
Nope.
Oh, Adam, I'm sorry, I lost it.
Do you remember what it was?
No, that's why I was gonna read it.
Ah.
Okay, wait. Let me just see. Da 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 da.
But also,
Okay.
it just makes. I really like this. I'm really interested to see
found
too. Oh, I like the what is it called? The artwork that they have, and they have the boat that's actually on top of the tree.
Beautiful.
So I think that's going to be great.
Absolutely beautiful. Adam says this is one of several. I think it's a good decision as long as they maintain the America Sings animatronics. I am in the party where I was okay either or, and I do hope Bear Rabbit, whose character is beloved, is an Easter egg. That'd be cute.
That'd be cool. Yeah,
and that's a nice thing for the people who are like, no retheming. They can kind of go into the ride and look for it. That's very cute.
I'm perfectly fine with that. Put a little couple of Easter eggs in there because I also know all of the animatronics that are almost all of the animatronics. I think there's maybe one or two that aren't, but 90% of the animatronics that are in Splash Mountain were all revamped from America Sings.
Yes.
So they what is it called? Splash Mountain was pretty much just an overly done revamp from another ride. They're like, oh, good.
It's
we have all
expensive to build that stuff.
Yeah, and you know what? It's smart.
If you can refurb it, why not?
It's
we
smart.
don't know the difference.
Reuse it, refurbish.
Yeah.
And I think it's great. So
Here it is.
I'm excited to see it.
It was about Runaway Rails behind Toontown. That's where they're building it.
Oh.
It'll be next door to Roger Rabbit.
Hey.
So fun.
Roger Rabbit doesn't get enough love either. That's a fun ride.
Yeah.
I think the fact that what turned me off about it, the very first time I went on it, I was a little underwhelmed and I had to wait like 3 hours. So I was kind of like, it wasn't worth the wait kind of a thing. But, now that it's not as popular as a ride.
Yeah.
And you can just kind of walk onto it sometimes. It's a fun ride. Yeah. I love
see how hard you can spin.
Yeah.
They're hard to spin. You like have to, same with the teacups too. Like I feel bad for the little kids who like ride solo and then they're like,
I can't get it to work.
Mom's like, you're doing great, sweetie. Let's go ahead and move on to our next topic. Thank you so much for everybody's input. I love reading through those. Our next topic is, hey, it's the Magic School Bus coming to you in live action, and we are going to see Elizabeth Banks playing Miss Frizzle, which I think is so much fun. Here's a picture of good old Miss Frizzle here. Now,
God, I remember that cartoon.
The Magic School Bus.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't know it, Magic School Bus is an animated show that was aired, I think, on PBS, and it's an educational show. I've certainly watched it, and it's a Miss Frizzle and her class, her students, and her little lizard there goes on adventures via their Magic School Bus, but it's not just like your good old cheese wagon that goes anywhere. It transforms into an airplane, submarine. You can go into a human body.
Travel through time.
Travel through time. It is completely crazy, and I think after seeing what it was, Elizabeth Banks as Effie, right? In the Hunger Games?
Yes.
After seeing what she was able to do with that character, I can see 100% her being Miss Frizzle. It's going to be really, really, really cute. I seriously can't wait. I'm trying to see if I can find some more information on this.
Does it say that it's actually going to be a movie or it's going
It's
to
going to
be a
be a movie.
series?
No, it's going to be a movie.
Oh, well, that's interesting. I wonder. I mean, it's definitely going to have to be geared towards kids and definitely geared more towards younger kids.
Yes.
So, and I mean, there's so many subjects that they can teach about.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm very curious on what subject they decide to teach, where they go, and how. I mean, what exactly is going to be the theme of it, because there's so many different teaching themes that you can do. I
Yeah.
think they really should pick like a theme that's really important to tell this generation.
Yes.
So if it was something like a history journey talking about racism,
Oh yeah.
I think that would be really
But that would
good.
have to be a series then. And this
Well,
could
no, you just have that one
one segment.
movie
Okay.
telling about like the history of racism kind of thing. That's
Okay.
gonna be curious.
So I found this part, and this is via the article on Hollywood Reporter. And this feature is going to be the first big screen adaptation for the 26-year history of the brand. Can you believe
26 years?
Magic School Bus, 26 years, you guys. That's pretty amazing. Let's see what you guys are saying about the Magic. Who even watched, like, do you guys remember watching Magic School Bus?
Yeah.
Do you remember it?
I remember watching some when we were teaching summer camp.
Yeah. Oh.
So yeah, they taught about dinosaurs, they talk about science, they talk about history. And then that's what makes me, I'm kind of like, how are they going to choose what subject to actually talk about?
Yeah.
So I'm curious on how they're going to do this and whether or not they're going to just make it kind of a just a fun adventure kind of thing.
Science. They can go to space.
Well, yeah, and there's tons of different things. Or if they're going to kind of do all of the different subjects, a little bit of history, a little bit of math, a little bit, well, probably not math, because I don't think she really did math.
It's usually science-based.
Science, well, history and
science, right?
Yeah, history and science.
I remember mostly science. I remember mostly it was about like the human body and like, or like molecules and things.
They did
like
a lot
that.
of dinosaurs.
A lot of dinosaurs. Yeah. I just wonder what kind of a story we're gonna get.
Yeah.
And
I'm curious about this.
And,
I'm starting to get a little worried about it
and
now.
Like, yeah, because like now I'm thinking, I'm like, because usually there's like, you know, the introduction, like the origin, so they tell like they establish the characters and then they go on this adventure and then there's a conflict. I'm like, well, what's the conflict gonna be? Like the kids have to rescue the Magic School Bus and Miss Frizzle, or
maybe? And are they going to go off of the old one? There's also like a second generation one that they did that was recently, which with her
Kate
sister.
McKenna. With Kate McKenna voicing her sister.
Yeah.
I never watched that one, so we will see.
This comment, I hope so. I hope this comment is absolutely true.
Is there any truth to the rumor that Wendy will be playing Lucy Liu's character from Kill Bill in a standalone movie?
Yes,
my agent should be calling me right now.
Confirmed that is going to happen.
I can just quit everything right now. That would be seriously.
We're going to get so much good equipment.
That would be seriously. I do look up to Lucy Liu. I think she's really, really, really fantastic. I wish that rumor was true, but you guys, keep your fingers crossed for me. You know, I'm gonna keep pushing through my journey as an actor and just keep auditioning, and hopefully that will bring more and more, you know, booked work and fun projects for me to be a part of. But thank you so much, Chris, for your comment from Twitch. Oops. Sorry, wrong one. Hey, Adam. Thank you so much, AMR Nail, for your super chat. Hey, guys, missed notification. We're so glad you're here now. Thank you so much for hanging out. And you haven't missed much because the show's going to go long today. We started a little bit late, so it is okay. But let's go ahead and move on. Oh, it's actually our final topic.
Yep, so, but this is a big topic.
This is a big one, you guys. Margot Robbie to star in the new Pirates of the Caribbean. What? All right,
let me just. It sounds really exciting. And also, if you were to compare Margot Robbie's facial features to Red Scarlet's facial features that is now in the Pirates ride,
the heightened cheekbones and everything,
it looks just very beautiful. Similar.
Oh, there's actually two stories. We're also going to talk about Mulan and Tenet being moved back, but that's okay. Let's focus on this one first. So, Margot Robbie is teaming up with the Birds of Prey writer Christina Hodson for a female-led Pirates of the Caribbean. Now, you guys, do not worry, because this is not a spin-off of the main Jack Sparrow storyline that had been established through all the previous Pirates of the Caribbean titles. This is going to be a new story with new characters, very separate from the reboot that's already been announced. So it's not that one. It's a separate one. So that one was announced, and that's with writer Ted Elliott and the person who created the Chernobyl show. Chernobyl. Yeah,
Okay.
but the show
Oh,
on
yeah.
HBO. I'm not saying he created Chernobyl. I know that.
He's the one who blew it up.
I know that was an event. Creator Craig, I'm gonna mess up his last name here, Mazin, who is developing the story. Now, Jerry Bruckheimer is attached to produce both films. And so there's it's very early. There's literally, we have no idea if Margot Robbie is going to be playing Red or any other characters. But there have been rumors floating around that Karen Gillan from Guardians of the Galaxy and Jumanji, that she could play Red. Oh. And I can also 100% see that as well, because she is a fierce actress, and
yes,
really, really, really love what she's been doing in all the films. I know she's got this new film coming out. It's been in production. I don't know if they wrapped or not, but it was called Gunpowder Milkshake, with like Michelle Yeoh's in it. I think Tiffany Haddish is in it. I think Lena Headey is in it. So and she kicks butt in both movies, in both Jumanji and Guardians of the Galaxy. I would love to see her in this. And our question to you guys is how you feel about the news and fantasy casting, because I would love to see a band of like female pirates, pirate queens,
or do the what are their names?
Bonnie and Reed.
Yeah, Anne Reed and Bonnie. Oh,
no,
so
no,
good.
No. It's Anne.
I should know this. This is why I'm not on Schmodown. But the two infamous female pirates that ran the Caribbean.
Yes.
So I would love to see a story like that. And I'm actually excited to hear too that it's separate from the Johnny Depp Pirates of the Caribbean, because that means we get more pirate movies.
Yes.
Which I have said ever since the first pirate movies came out. I was like, why aren't there more of these? Why haven't, no one owns the IP of a pirate. So make some pirate movies while the pirate hype is huge.
Yeah.
And I was so excited to see more, kind of like when Lord of the Rings came out. I was so excited to see more fantasy films, but they never came out.
Yeah, it's weird. I think people were afraid to compete with and being called like copycats. I think maybe that's also what it was. And remember all those times too, like when those like magic movies come out, it was like The Prestige.
Yeah.
And the
Prestige and The Illusionist.
Yeah, like they came out at the same time. People are like, wait, which movie is what? So it's kind of interesting. But like for me, and I know they already said that this one's going to have a new story, new characters, and it's not gonna have any of the previous characters, but I would love for them to bring back Zoe Saldana's character. She was not in it enough.
Yeah.
And I love her so much. You can put her and Karen Gillan together. They're already all under the brand of Disney.
Yeah.
So just put them back together. It would be great. Keira Knightley, I would love nothing more for her to kind of do a little cameo as well. You know, there's and Ana de Armas from Knives Out. Put her in it.
Oh yeah.
Put her in it.
That would be cool.
Yes.
And also, I'm just curious if they're going to have any Easter eggs from the other pirate movies.
Yeah.
Or if this is going to be like in a completely different universe kind of a thing. So
I think it's probably same universe, just
different. They never really cross over,
right?
Until both of them have done really well, and then they're like, let's cross them over.
Yeah, exactly. Wasted Post says Pirates of the Caribbean franchise is different from Star Wars / Harry Potter. There's really no lure beyond the original character aside from they are pirates. There are pirates. Wonder how they'll make this movie and still feel like Pirates of the Caribbean. Yeah, that's really why I think it's a good idea to actually have Jerry Bruckheimer produce it.
Yeah,
because he did the first one, so he would have an idea of a good idea of like the overall look and the theming and have it feel the same, and that music's got to be similar enough for us to maybe not the same, because I feel like that should be reserved for Jack Sparrow only.
Yeah, true.
But I wouldn't mind it. Jack also says, how about the one and only Gal Gadot? Put her in everything.
She could be
She's
awesome.
Phenomenal. Letitia Wright would be great too. Yeah.
And Emma Watson. Oh wait, Emma. Oh yeah.
Emma Watson. We could Catherine Langford.
There's
great
a lot
choices,
of amazing actresses out there.
Yeah.
That I think would do very well in a Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
I'd just be really, really mad if like Zoe Saldana doesn't get to come back, because she's just I know she's already established, in the film, but she didn't get to do that much.
Yeah, true.
And I enjoy her on screen so much. I think she's so talented and severely underutilized. Jack also named Octavia Spencer, Shailene Woodley, and Natalie Portman. Woo!
Tons of good names out there.
Yeah, tons of really, really great names. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. You guys put up some really, really great choices. So we're going to keep our eye on the story, and see what they say. Adam says, I'm also down for another Muppet pirate film.
Muppets!
They've only been one.
Yep, there's only been Muppet Treasure Island.
My God.
Muppets Pirates of the Caribbean. They own the property. I think it'd be funny.
Jack Sparrow can totally hijack the movie.
Yeah.
Like actually come and be in it and like take him on an adventure.
Or it's just this it starts off with him drinking a whole bunch of rum, and then he kind of wakes up and everyone's a Muppet. And he's kind of just interacting with the Muppets, and the whole time it's just this drunken rum dream kind of thing.
Oh,
and then he wakes up and he's like, huh,
what's happening?
That was weird.
Oh, what's happening?
And then he goes about his business on the ship.
And then as he does, like a little Muppet like walk across the screen because they're working or something like that. Like, and they go across this way. I want to be a Muppet. I want to be a Muppet. All right, guys.
Too.
Let's go ahead and move on to our final topic here. This was meant to I meant to say this before the Margot Robbie story, but here we go. And I'm gonna go ahead and change that banner. Thank you, Dustin. I actually don't think I made a banner for that. So we're just gonna
we'll go like, share, subscribe.
We'll just do that. Okay, so Mulan and Tenet, the release date's been moved back again. So Tenet was set for a July 17 release, and now it's been pushed back to August 12th. Mulan was set to release on July 31st and will now be released on August 21st. And there's other films too, such as No Time to Die. That's going to be out, I believe, November 2020. A Quiet Place 2 has no release date. You guys, what do you? Oh my God, Dustin's been so weird.
I'm sorry. I just saw it.
I can't.
I was doing the whole, huh? What's going on? I'm a dork.
I can't with you.
So, Brian, what do you think we're going to do tonight?
Oh my God. So, the Dustin on top. Everybody saw it. So, I honestly feel like really the movie delay news, it's no longer a shocker. It's not if, it's when.
Yeah.
And especially we've talked about this towards the beginning of the show, with the fact that all the cases, like the positive cases rising all over the US. And I believe in China, even they went to reopen and nobody went, and they still decided to close it again. So like the Mulan release date has been delayed there indefinitely. And I also read somewhere, I think it was the CEO of Disney said that Mulan has always been intended for a theatrical premiere, and they're sticking to their guns about that. So we will see. I really would love for this to be seen on film. I know everybody worked really hard on this film, and I just feel bad that it would just be reduced to like,
you got to see how much hard work they put into this.
Being on set and seeing how hard all the backgrounds, all the cast and crew worked, and they really truly like believe in this film. And I just want, regardless what people think of it after they see the film, I feel like cinematography and like just the setting in itself alone deserves to be seen on the big screen, because like that landscape in New Zealand.
Yeah, and it's also just, Mulan really just got the,
Well, that's like New Mutants.
I mean, oh my God.
It's like New Mutants.
Well, New Mutants had a history
type of
having it, but Mulan and Onward both kind of got, because Onward came out like a week before everything shut down. Mulan was supposed to come out the week of, and then, I mean, it's just the one that's been pushed back the most. So,
and I also feel I read it in one of the articles, and I can't remember which one. It may have been the one that I was reading from, which I did not put on here. But somebody in one of the articles said that Disney didn't want to be the first one to release the film post-pandemic or after theaters reopen. So they're kind of playing this like, you go first, no, you go first, no, you go first. And I know it's scary. It's scary because like, who's going to be the first people to go back in theaters, and what is the first movie that people, you know what I mean? Unless they can agree, like, let's both premiere on this day.
And I think
And
it's
you can go for a double feature if you want to.
and I think it's what's going to do is they're going to pick some sacrificial lambs. Like they're going to pick what is the one movie with Gladiator? What's his Are you not entertained? What's the actor's name?
I'm so confused right
Oh,
now.
the one that about the driver that goes nuts and starts like her
Russell
unhinged.
Crowe.
Russell Crowe. I mean the movie with Russell Crowe, Unhinged. The
That's got to be pushed back,
Heartbreak,
right? Or is that
the Heartbreak Gallery.
Yeah. The Broken Heart Gallery.
Broken Heart Gallery. All of those movies are just going. The movies that aren't like the big blockbusters, I think, are going to be kind of the sacrificial lambs to see. Hey, let's test the waters. Let's chum the waters a little bit and see if anything comes out.
Yeah.
So it's a tough decision to make because you don't want to drop a movie that you have put millions, possibly hundreds of millions of dollars into, and no one comes to see it. Not because it's not a good movie.
Yeah.
But because of everyone's scared.
Yeah, so. It's going to be really interesting to when theaters are open and when a film is available for people to like buy a ticket to go to the theater. Like I am definitely going to kind of like make sure I keep my ears like to the wind and see what everybody's experience was, whether it's depending on what theater they go to, and if the masks rules are enforced, how the social distance seating is going to work. I have a lot of questions. I have no answers because we haven't experienced any of this.
Yeah, we don't know.
Yeah, so we will see. There is one comment that I thought was I wanted to read out, and I just got to find it. I'm so sorry, you guys. Oh, here it is. From Reese. Reese says, the problem is here in the UK, cinemas are set to open on July 4th. So what could they premiere? I don't know if anyone would go back for re-releases. That's absolutely true.
Yeah, I mean,
they could put, what's that, Unhinged?
I guess,
Broken Heart Gallery. Those two are out.
Broken Heart Gallery.
But you were absolutely right. Like, with no movies out, what is the point of a theater opening?
Yeah.
And people
put
might...
Onward out.
Re-put out Onward, re-put out Scoob, re-put out Trolls World Tour, and we maybe people show up, but that's a legit concern.
Yeah,
like people, they've already spent $20 paying for a movie to watch at home. Why are they going to spend another $40 or more to go to the theater, pay for parking, the movie tickets because people are going to go together?
Yeah,
and then possibly concession. So we will see. We have a super chat from Elliot. Woo! Elliot, thank you so much. Who says, I am excited for Mulan. Hopefully I'll be able to see it in theaters soon. The movie looks epic, like Lord of the Rings meets Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
That's actually...
Yeah.
That's probably a really good
analogy. Yes. With my favorite actor, Donnie Yen, Jet Li, Louis Fei, and etc. You guys, I know I've been under embargo forever. I feel like I need to rewatch the movie again because I haven't even like shot my review, and I'm kind of glad I didn't.
Yeah.
Because now I feel like I need a refresher. So we'll see when the movie comes out again if they will hold any sort of like press screenings or screeners or things.
That would be interesting. Yeah, to see if they hold press screenings again. Hey guys,
they might not. They already did the screen. I mean, I remember it. I know it. I just like there's little moments that I would like to rewatch again. But Donnie Yen,
Donnie Yen's pretty cool.
So good in this. He's plays Commander Tung in the movie, and is, I mean, I didn't really expect anything less phenomenal from him or Jet Li, and they both performed really, really well. And I just really love seeing them in this element.
Yeah.
You know. Really fantastic. Elliot, thank you so much for your super chat and your support. I do hope you get to see Mulan. I hope we all get to see Mulan in theaters. I'm very much looking forward to seeing everybody's thoughts on the fight choreography, and you've heard most of my thoughts already on it. And
the beautiful sets.
Yeah, the beautiful sets, the beautiful costumes. I cannot wait. So you guys, that brings us to the end of our show today.
Thank you so much for joining us.
For hanging out with us. I know we went a little over, so sorry about that. Have a wonderful Saturday. Oh, another movie I would like to recommend for you guys. It's out on VOD now, and if you want to kind of hear a panel discussion on it, you can go over to the Focus Feature YouTube page or the Focus Feature Facebook page, and there's a show that they do. It's called You Know That Scene, and I am a part of the panel along with Scott Mans, Color Renata, aka the Kirby Critic, and Gray Drake, Miss Movie Phone herself. We are the part of the panel for season 3 of You Know That Scene, and we discuss so far 2 episodes out right now for The High Note, and that stars Tracy Elliott Ross and Dakota Johnson. I almost said Dakota Fanning, not the same person at all. And we also discussed the movie Irresistible, that's directed by Jon Stewart, starring Steve Carell and Rose Byrne. And it's a really, really fantastic film. In the discussion, we had a lot of giggles on that one. I hosted the first episode. Scott Mans hosted the second episode, and it is super, super fun. Go ahead and check it out. I'll probably link
Wendy
it in the
does an
description.
amazing job.
Thank you.
She is so good.
Thank you.
I love her hosting skills. I'm always super impressed.
You're just saying that because you're married.
No. Anytime we do these live streams or we do our videos, Wendy's the one who takes the lead because I'm not able to. I don't have as much practice. I don't have as much experience, and Wendy does an amazing job.
You do.
So,
thank
I love you very much.
It was a very squishy moment. Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys, for being witnesses to that. No. You just pinch them together. There.
Ah. I'm such a dork.
So yeah, there.
Yay.
There you go. Thank you so much, you guys. And there's one comment.
I said that too. Wendy has a great outfit. I love the look she has. Yeah, I think that's an awesome shirt with a little choker.
Anytime
and your hair looks great. And I'm just wearing a Pinky on the Brain shirt that has a little bit of a loose collar, and you can see my farmer's tan going on here.
Oh boy.
Which is weird. I don't know how I have a farmer's tan because I haven't been outside.
We do go outside.
Yeah, for like 5 minutes to walk.
But you're not wearing SPF, so naturally.
So that means I should have a beautiful tan.
Oh my God. Thank you guys. What was that comment that I wanted to read? Oh no. Hold on. Okay, before we sign off, I'm gonna see if I can find it.
It's always, I don't know what it's been with the comments where it's just been like, oh yeah, I want to see that one. And then you look back, you're like, where'd it go?
I can't find it. Do your narf.
Narf?
Adam says narf, so I was like, do your narf.
No, that wasn't very good.
One more time.
But sometimes I do a good one. I'm trying to think of, I think so, Brain. But where are we going to find rubber pants our size? Narf.
And with that, thank you all so much for watching. We will see you guys on. I just remember what the comment was. I'm so sorry for the way I am. I'm sorry for the way I am. Don't apologize.
We love you the way you are.
Oh, dear God. Okay. Jack asked, what is our upcoming schedule? So I'm not doing any editing today because it's Animal Crossing Day. It's bug off day. I haven't bugged off for 2 hours. That's a lot of bugs. I want to get my butterfly backpack. Follow me on Instagram at Wendy Lee Zaney. It's just my name, and I will post photos at the end of the bug off. Or via Insta story. So make sure if you're not following me yet, follow me there, and I will post all my Animal Crossing updates to my IG story. Upcoming releases. I am gonna probably purchase Irresistible so Dustin and I can both watch it, because I actually haven't filmed the review for that movie, even though I saw it a while ago, because
it looks really good.
To do the show for Focus Feature. You'd really like it. What do you call it? I just really wanted his take on it, so I will probably rent it sometime this weekend so we can see it. So that review will be up sometime next week. There is one more Japan vlog that I would love to try and put up, so I'm gonna work on that. And retro trailer review will be back next Thursday and all the Thursdays after that. So sorry we missed this Thursdays. There was just a lot of stuff that we had to put up for the Avengers.
And it was one of those things that we were kind of like, oh yeah, we've got trailers, we're good, we've got 2 videos up that day, and then we're like,
it was
retro trailer review.
Yeah, it was just a lot of stuff, and we usually stack them when we film them because it's retro, so it doesn't need to be like, oh, it's coming out here, because they're all older.
Yeah.
So that's some of the things that are coming out. Of course, every Wednesday and every Saturday at 2 p.m. PT, we will be streaming here on our YouTube page, and you can watch it on Twitch as well, which is, I think it's just twitch.tv/themoviecouple. And you guys, with that said, I have no more things to say. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with you guys. Wendy just pulled an uncle from Jackie Chan cartoon. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. All right, you guys. We love you. Thank you for watching. We will see you in our next live stream on Wednesday. Okay. Bye. Oh, gosh.